Hi, hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Skye, and today we are doing my 2024 favourites. Now, a lot of these products I actually have not really shown on camera, so this is kind of a makeup that I've been loving off camera slash 2024 favourites. I've been fairly absent this year, so a lot of these products you probably haven't heard me talk about, because I've just disappeared off the face of the planet for a while because of mental health. But yeah, as I'm filming this video, it is the 31st of December 2024, so fingers crossed this video goes up within a week. We got a lot of stuff to talk about, so grab a snack, grab a drink, make sure you're hydrated, drink some water today. I have not drunk any water today, but I can't be bothered to go up and get my glass. So don't be like me. Also, this is the makeup I'm wearing to my friend's New Year's party. Do you like it? It's really pretty. I'm wearing some of the products I'm going to be talking about today. It's very sly. This is the kind of makeup that I've been doing a lot off camera. But yeah, without further ado, let's just jump right into it, shall we? Now, complexion products, I discovered a lot of favourites this year. The first one being the Lottie London Bubble Tea Primer. I got this sent in PR, like, in the summer, I'm pretty sure. As you can see, I'm like halfway done with it. This is just a really nice hydrating primer that's very grippy with things. I find that even though I do have oily, like, combination skin, I think it's leaning more, it's still oily. It's starting to get a bit more combo as I'm getting older, my ripe old age of 23. But I find that hydrating primers just work better on my skin anyway than mattifying primers. Mattifying primers, I find that they don't actually help the makeup last longer. They just kind of mattify the skin and just kind of keep the oils at bay. But this, it hydrates my skin nicely. I don't feel greasy or anything, but it leaves like a nice, like, plump, tacky texture, which makes makeup stick to it really, really well. I wouldn't say it's like glue. Like, I know people say the Milk Hydro Grip primer is like glue on your face, which is the reason why I'm terrified to try it. But this is really, really good, and when this runs out, I will be purchasing it, because goddamn, Lottie London popped off with that. A foundation product that I've been really enjoying, and I'm actually wearing it on my face today, is the Made by Mitchell Truth Tint Skin Tint. I'm in the shade TT1. Yeah, I pretty much bought this on release because I just needed a new skin tint, and I prefer skin tints over foundations. It's just, I think they just look better on my skin, and I don't really want to cover up too much. That's what concealer's for. But this is just a really nice sheer skin tint. I don't really know what else to say about it. I'm wearing it on my face today. Hang on, let's get right into the details of my skin. Hi! You can see that my forehead does have texture, but like, it sits on my skin really, really nicely, I think, and it gives like a nice glow to my face. This is an angle nobody wants to see. Do I have any bogeys? Yes, I do. Sorry. But this is what my skin looks like really up close, and I just think it looks quite nice. Considering I've got textured skin, it just works. It just works. I do find though that this does have a very glowy finish, so you really do need to set it down with powder, at least for me. But it just gives you like a nice, healthy, like, even glow. It's nice. Okay, I'm gonna go back now. You don't want to see. This is too much. This is absolutely too much. I will say though that because this is so fucking liquidy, it can leak out of the packaging. It's kind of got like a layer of, I don't know if you can really see, there's kind of like a layer of oil, because the oils just leak out of it, which is kind of gross because I keep it stored sideways, so I think it just kind of goes outside. That's disgusting. I don't know why I did an impression of that. But yeah, I really, really like this. You do have to make sure you really... So you can hear how liquid it is. It's kind of mental. If that exploded on me while I'm wearing a white shirt, I would be fuming. Because I'm going out wearing this. And by going out, I mean going to my friend's place to drink alcohol. But yeah, I really like the Truth Tint Skin Tint. I don't really know how to talk about complexion products much because I just never really discuss them on my channel, and I find that they're very, like, they're very particular to your skin type and all of that. But I like those, they're nice. Now this concealer I have loved, like, I think for like 2 years now, but this is my 4th bottle of it. 4th? 3rd? One of the two. This is the NYX Bear With Me Concealer Serum. Now you think because it's called Concealer Serum that it would be sheer coverage. Oh no, babes. This is full coverage. Concealer Serum kind of, it more describes the consistency of it. It's very thin and watery. Like, watery is a bit too much. It's not as watery as the skin tint from Made by Mitchell, but this is so thin, high coverage. This also, I have the shade Light. How creative. This matches my skin tone perfectly, and this just covers everything that I want it to cover, yet still looks like skin. Like, you can blend this out, and it just blends flawlessly into, especially because I usually wear this without any foundation on. If I blend this out, it doesn't look like I'm wearing any concealer or foundation. Like, it's untraceable, nearly. The formula is lovely. It creases on my under eyes just a little bit, but I find that every product creases on my under eyes. It's just the way it goes. The coverage is great. It lasts really, really well on my oily combo skin, and it's just incredible. And I love that it's an airless pump because you really do get all of it. And yeah, the fact that this is my third bottle already, and ever since, like third or fourth bottle, ever since I bought this, I have not wanted to use any other concealer. It just looks incredible on the skin. This is an unsung hero from the drugstore. I say that, you're like nearly £15, which is not very drugstore price in my opinion. Maybe I'm lying, it might have been 12, but either way, I remember looking at my fucking receipt and being like, this is so much money for drugstore, bro. We live in a society. But yeah, if you want a banging concealer that is just incredible, please get this one. No one talks about it enough. It's so fucking good. It's my favorite concealer ever. Never found one that's, I love it. Anyways, moving on to the cheek products. Now, we all know that I absolutely love my favorite powder bronzer of all time, the Nabla Skin Bronzing Bronzer in Amber. This is my second one. As you can see, I've hit pan on it. It's lovely. It's a dupe of the Becca Barley Sands bronzer. That bronzer was banging, but Becca doesn't exist anymore. RIP. And I normally just like to keep one bronzer in my collection. I don't tend to like trying out different bronzers because, like, yeah, bronzer's kind of boring for me. However, that being said, this is shocking. I have another bronzer favorite. This is the Rare Beauty, what are you called? Bronzer stick in the shade Power Boost. Now, I specifically bought this to use with my, like, cream and liquid blushes, because I found that I had a couple of liquid blushes that they worked better on top of skin that wasn't powdered already. Which is how you're normally meant to apply cream and liquids, but I'm a rebel. But this bronzer stick is so good. I've rolled it down all the way so you can see how much I've used. It doesn't look like much, but it used to be like, when you first buy it, it's like that. So the fact that I've used that much already, pretty banging. Now this, I love this. Honestly, the formula is so ridiculously creamy, like, Jesus Christ. It's a very warm tone though, so I think this is the lightest shade. If you're any paler than me and cool toned, this probably won't work for you because look at how, girl, look how fucking orange you look. However, this is so creamy and it blends so nicely into the skin. Like, look at that. Like, literally, I did fuck all and it's nicely blended. What the fuck? This product I literally just blend out with my fingers. Like, 98% of the time I blend this out with my fingers and I just draw it directly on my face and it doesn't disturb my foundation or like complexion products underneath it. It looks really natural and sun-kissed and it works just so nicely with all of my cream and liquids and it works well on my, once again, oily combo skin. I'm gonna stop saying that because I think we understand what my skin type is at this point, but this slaps. This, honestly, you gotta keep an eye out for Selena because she slayed this. And also, you get a shit ton of product in here. Like, that doesn't look like a lot, but Jesus, I've used this so much and I've barely made a dent in it. But it's so creamy, really easy to blend. Bangin'. 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 Alright, let's go on to blushes. So let's first talk about liquid blushes. These blushes from Glaminatrix have been my two favorites. So Glaminatrix sent me their whole like range of these cheek and lip flush liquid blushes, but these two are my favorite ones. So we have the shades Gentle and Lavish. Lavish, we can tell, like, that's such a Skye shade. It's a warm terracotta-y colour. It's very me in it. Very much matches my hair, as you can see. And then this is the shade Gentle, and this is probably my favorite, like, cooler tone blush in my collection. Now, these blushes, these are the blushes that I was mentioning is the reason that I bought the cream bronzer stick, because these do not work well on top of powdered skin at all. Like, they they just disappear and they cling to like the powder, really gross. Most liquid blushes do that, but these are so lovely. They're very liquidy. So this is the shade Gentle. And then I'll swatch both of them actually, fuck it, why not? But they blend out so nicely and they have a really lovely like glowy finish to them, like a very healthy like glow. And these dry down very slightly, but they still remain like that shininess to them. I'm so obnoxious, dude. They last a good amount of time on my skin. I do find that I do need to powder them down in order for them to get like the full lasting power, but I love these colors so much. They're really pretty, and even when I'm doing like very minimal makeup, if I'm just having like, you know, my skin like products and then like a bit of mascara and like a lip gloss, these are the blushes that I immediately think to use because they're just so easy to blend out with your fingers and they look really natural. And you can build them up to be more like impactful, but I would say that these are definitely not like, these are very user friendly. They're not like the, I've got one of the Rare Beauty liquid blushes. This is the shade Joy. I really like this blush formula a lot, but this is mega pigmented, like super pigmented. You have to be careful. And that's coming from someone who absolutely is obsessed with blush. Ironically, I'm not wearing blush today, but that's a different story. If you're new to liquid blushes and you want something that'll look really natural and pretty, this formula is brilliant. They're really good. I really like it. And one of my favorite combos that I've been doing a lot this year is using the shade Gentle, which is like this cooler toned, like pinky mauve color, is layering that with this blush, my Uterus blush. It's called my Uterus blush because, I mean, look at that. That's a pum-pum if I've ever seen one. So this is the Kaleidos Mono Blush in the shade Pale Rose. Now, when I initially got this blush, I was kind of disappointed, I'll be so honest with you, because look, girl, look how fucking pale that is. Like, that could be a powder, right? Like, it's so pale. And I mainly bought this so it could be a dupe for, because Kaleidos used to have these blush duos. This is the shade Lo-Fi Rose, and as we can see, I really liked the matte side in this. I still have some crumbs of the blush in there because I love it. I love it. I'll actually use it to swatch right now, and I thought that this blush would be very similar to that one because I didn't really have any cool tone blushes in my collection. I will say, initially I was quite disappointed because I was like, I bought it hoping that it'd be a dupe and then it wasn't and I was sad. So that's Lo-Fi Rose. You can barely see it, right? Now I will swatch Pale Rose next to it. So, hear me out. So that is Lo-Fi Rose, that is Pale Rose. Pale Rose, they don't lie. That is fucking pale. You can barely see it on my skin. I was kind of sad, but then I realized that layering this blush on top of Gentle, this is a lovely cool toned like blush combination. It's really nice. Like, I hear a kitty. Hang on. What kitty is it? It's Molly! Molly! Yes? Do you want to say hello to everybody? Oi! Look at this baby! Look at this Molly! This good Molly. Molly, do you want to sit with me? She has now taken my chair. Molly! Well, the show must go on. Yeah, if you're super fair, you'd really like this blush, but I found that this combination works really nicely together, and it's something that I've been using a lot. So yeah, technically this on its own is not a favourite, it's only a favourite in combination with this blush, but I still wanted to mention it because it's a combo I use a lot. And I've got Molly hair stuck on my face. Molly! Another powder blush that I've really loved, and this was kind of like a sleeper agent for me. Like, this was an unexpected favourite. This is also from Lottie London, and this is their ombre blush in the shade Serene. This was also set in PR, and it kind of looks a bit filthy. I'm not gonna lie to you. I I use this a lot. This is probably one of the dirtiest blushes in my collection. You can tell when I love makeup because it just looks fucking horrendous at some point. But this blush is just a really nice, like, neutral, like, warm, I say neutral. It's a warm pink, but it's not too warm. I don't know how to describe it. It's just a really nice natural pink. And you may be thinking, Skye, that looks just like, Pale Rose. No, they are very different, I can confirm. As you can see, Pale Rose is essentially like, oh god, it literally looks white on camera, it's mental. This is super cool toned, whereas this has a lot of warmth to it, like, in comparison. And I really like this ombre blush because it's, again, one of those blushes where if I don't know what blush I want to wear, I'll just put it on and it just works. It's one of those, like, products. It just bloody works. I've swatched it right there. So that's Serene, and then there's Pale Rose, and then there's Lo-Fi Rose. And this is a satin finish blush. I forgot to mention this is a matte finish, the Pale Rose. But this is a satin finish blush, and it has, like, lovely silver sparkles throughout it. And I really, really like it. During the summer, I milked this blush. All right, now this is my favorite blush in my entire collection, and I'm pretty sure I mentioned it last year because it's not a new favorite by any means, but it is an off-camera favorite because I use it all the fucking time. But this is the Patrick Tarte Double Take Cream and Powder Blush Duo in the shade She's Baked. This is literally like this is basically a mirror, so I'm trying to hold it so I don't flashbang you. This blush, I can't describe how much I love it. It's just one of those blushes where you get like a powder and a cream, and the cream is covered by a little window thingy, which is so fucking smart. I love that. This is just a really lovely, like, terracotta berry-ish blush. The powder is incredibly pigmented. It's literally the level of pigment that I want in a blush. Like, it's like obscene. It's absolutely obscene. Like, look at that. That's like an eyeshadow. I love it. And despite it being really, really pigmented, you can blend it out fairly easily. I say that while I demonstrate it really terribly because I have product on my hand. My fucking face primer's on there, so it's sticking a bit weird. I feel like it just complements my features really beautifully, and I really love the cream side as well. Like, the cream side is more of like I don't know how to describe that colour. It's just bloody nice. And this cream can work on top of powder, and it's like these two together, oh, match made in heaven. It's not a new favourite by any means, and I spent way too much money on this blush. This was one of those, like, impulsive purchases that I made, and I spent too much money on this blush. I would recommend these blushes on a sale. Like, don't buy them full price, unless you want to treat yourself, like I did. But this blush is my favourite blush in my collection. She's Baked is just gorgeous. Now for highlighter, I have really been loving the Nabla Skin Glazing highlighter in the shade Ozone. I have the whole, like, I have like one of each product in this like Nabla like skin glazing bronzing range, and I love all of them. Like, all of them are absolute bangers, but I want to give a special shout out to the highlighter because I tried this for the first time this year. This is a very beautiful baked highlighter, and it's one of those where you can make it look really natural, but you can also build it up to be a bit more blinding. I'm actually wearing it on my cheeks today, right here, and I don't know how well you can see it. I think you can see it pretty well. It doesn't emphasize any texture on my face. It's one of those where it just looks very creamy on the skin. Creamy. It's a beautiful sheen. There's not like any glitter specks to it, which I do love a highlighter with glittery specks to it, don't get me wrong, but for like a really beautiful like natural highlighter, like very easy everyday highlighter, I really love this. If I'm not wearing like a sparkly asshole in your face multi-chrome highlighter, it's this. And I really like it. It's very good, very nice. All right, we're moving on to the eye products. So let's talk about the non-eyeshadow palette products first. I gotta keep you waiting. I'm sorry, save the best for last. Now, to be fair, I say that, and this has to be one of the best products I have used, period. Like, period. These are the Glisten Cosmetics Spectra Paint, like, cosmetic paints. These are so incredible. So basically, they're essentially just like a cosmetic paint. You can use these on like your eyes, face, lips, like everywhere. I love these so much because they have a really beautiful creamy consistency. They remind me of acrylic paints. Obviously, they're not acrylic paints. Do not put acrylic paint on your face. I have done that before. It's not good for you. Don't do that. Acrylic paint is for paper. Your face is not paper. But these are so good if you like to do really experimental and creative looks. Honestly, I have spent like a lot of time just painting my face with these, and they dry down to a lovely like powdery matte finish, and these last so well. I even use these in my waterline at times, and again, the lasting power in the waterline is ridiculous. I don't know what they put in this. Like, is it like crack? Like, do they put crack in this? Because it's so good. I bought the CMY bundle as well as like the black and the white, and honestly, that's all you really need. You don't really need every single color. But yeah, with any sort of like creative looks, I've been using these so much. And even with like regular looks, I remember like my friend actually used the black for lipstick when we went to Comic-Con, and I used this as eyeliner. And this is eyeliner. This stuff does not budge at all. If you struggle with like eyeliner smudging on your eyes and what have you, these like paints, I'm not gonna lie, you kind of have to scrub to get them off. And obviously you probably don't want to do that for your eyes, but if nothing else works for you, these are really good as graphic liners. Like, Jesus Christ, the staying power is ridiculous. I went to Comic-Con, like Birmingham this year, and I used, you know, this as my eyeliner, and I used the white one for my eyeshadow, just like as a base, because I was going as Bouette. And we were walking around the Comic-Con like all day pretty much, and we traveled all day, like we traveled from Birmingham and back. Like, it was a whole thing. These did not move off of my face. When I tried to get this off, because I remember I tried to get a makeup wipe to get rid of my makeup, and I went through so many makeup wipes trying to take these off. They just didn't want to move. In the end, I think I just like gave up and I was like, fuck it, I'll just have eyeliner on I'll just have eyeliner and then nothing else on my face. I probably looked absolutely crazy, but the best people in life are a bit nutty. Yeah, I can't rave about these enough. If you want to purchase from Glisten Cosmetics, you can use my code SKYE20 to save 20% off. That code is affiliated, so I do make a commission off that code. You don't have to use it if you don't want to, but it saves you 20% and I earn a little bit of money. But I did buy these myself and I'm a big simp for Glisten. Alright, this is oddly specific because I rarely mention pencil liners in these videos. Again, because I don't know why, I just don't find them interesting. They're a utilitarian thing, but this, like, pencil liner I've been using constantly, so I felt the need to mention it. For any cool tone look, I am using this one. This is the Oden's Eye Solmane Gel Liner in the shade 14. I don't remember the name. I think it's like sparkly black or something, or grey. I'm not too sure, but it's basically this charcoal grey sparkly eyeliner. Right there. There you go. You can see a bit of like the shimmer in it. It's got silver sparkles in it. This is just really nice. I'm wearing it in my waterline today. It just anytime I do like cool toned makeup looks, which I've been doing a lot of actually this year, this is the eyeliner that I immediately reach for. And it lasts really nicely in my waterline as well. I find that these Solmane gel liners from Oden's Eye, they're not all created equally. So I feel like only some of them are actually decent, but this one is a banger and I use it constantly, so I had to throw it in there. It's if you're looking for a cool toned eyeliner in your waterline, that's a good one. The mascara, I feel like this is kind of a boring one to mention, but we're mentioning it anyway because it's an off-camera favourite. The Lottie London Super Fake mascara. They initially sent me one of these in PR and I then bought 2 tubes and then they sent me another one. I love this. I love this stuff so much. It's one of those mascaras where it just makes you look like that you have lashes and it lengthens and volumizes really nicely. My natural eyelashes are crap. They're not slaying. They don't serve. But this makes it look like I've got eyelashes, and that's saying something. The wand is really tiny and the bristles are really short. It's a good volumizing and lengthening mascara. It doesn't flake on me or anything. It's just a very good one and I will continue to buy it over and over and over. It's just great. It's just a good one. If you're looking for a good drugstore, like cruelty-free mascara, Lottie London Super Fake is just great. I was gonna say I'm wearing it on my eyes today, but I'm literally wearing lashes, so I just kind of annulled it, lol. Speaking of lashes, again, I'm pretty sure I've mentioned these last year. These are the I'm wearing them today. These are the Blend Bunny Saint lashes. Now, I think Blend Bunny are discontinuing like all of their lashes. They did say that they're restocking like a few, and I am begging that Saint is the one that they keep, because these eyelashes, I'm just gonna zoom you in just a bit easier in it. These lashes are just so cunty. Like, they're spiky but fluffy at the same time. They are big and dramatic, but they're still like wearable. Like, I just love these. I have gone through 4 pairs of these, and that's not to say that they don't last well. These lashes are very high quality, and I have worn them, I think minimum, like, I think I get like 15 uses, like 15 to 20 uses. 20's pushing it, but 15 to 20 uses out of the lashes. And they're just so nice. Like, every time I wear them, I just feel gorgeous. Anytime I think to put on lashes, Saint are the ones that I think of. So I'm really hoping that Blend Bunny keep these in stock, and they don't get rid of them and discontinue them, because I will actually be fucking heartbroken. Like, literally, I remember when they had a sale, I bought 3 pairs. Okay, we're moving on to single shadows, and the first one is one that I don't think I've even mentioned on my channel at all. Actually, a lot of these eye products I've really not mentioned much at all, so a little bit of a surprise for you, a little mystery box. So my good friend Andromeda, they had a collaboration with Richwell Defee. They collabed on like a lip product, a highlighter, and an eye product. Now, I bought the whole bundle because obviously I'm gonna support my homie, and I'm so proud of Andromeda. Every single time I think of Richwell Defee, I immediately think of Andromeda. Like, they, in my head, they are the face of the brand. And I just love Andromeda so much. Like, So this is an eye cert that they did in collaboration with Richwell Defee, and this is in the shade Olivine. And the eye certs are a very fascinating formula. So as you can see, it's very wet. It's a beautiful, like, olive with silver sparkles to it. It even has, like, green and, like, pink sparkles, too. This formula is very interesting. It's very, like, wet when you touch it. It's, like, actually quite moist. It's actually rather moist. And this is what it looks like. It's really nicely sparkly. I promise I'm not going to swatch everything, like in this video, but that's what the eye cert looks like. Please focus. I'm really not doing it justice. It is just a very gorgeous neutral olive with all these pretty sparkles to it. Now, the eye certs, they blend out very nicely. Like, you can really blend this out and use it as like a one shadow look, which is mainly what I've been using this eyeshadow for. It's one of those, again, when I'm wearing very minimal makeup, I just whack this on my eyes, and it just looks like I've put more effort into my makeup than I actually have. And I think because also I have like an olive undertone, this shade just works. It's one of those where it just works. Now, I will say that doesn't come without some caveats to it. Now, this formula, I knew already, because Andromeda loves these eye certs, and they have like really gone into detail with reviewing them. These do crease on the eyes, and it's enough to be noticeable. Now, I've got oily eyelids, and I always use the Milani eyeshadow primer with every eyeshadow that I use, and it still creases on top of that. So that is something to keep note, but I think because of the formula being like malleable, you can just tap it out with your finger and it looks fine. Like, it doesn't really look bad at all. But that's the thing, I would not use this in like a very intricate makeup look. My camera battery died and I got cold, so I'm wearing my snooty. But yeah, I'm not too sure what point we were up to, but Olivine, a really lovely little easy eyeshadow that I've been using a lot this year since I got it. Continuing on with the eyeshadow train, let's move on to some single shadows that I've really been loving this year. And these ones are like a classic. I use these literally so much throughout the year, ever since I got them, but I don't think I've ever fucking spoken about them. I think I've swatched them once on Instagram. I've not been a great creator this year. But these are the Glisten Cosmetics Glimmering Creatures Volume 3 bundle. I think they're now called Glistening Creations. I'm not too sure, I think they changed the name. But this is just a 6-pan of like single shadows. You can buy them individually, but I bought the bundle of just some gorgeous neutral sparkly shadows. And I loved using these shadows, again, for really simple, easy, quick, everyday looks. Skink is probably my favorite one because it's got that like neutrally beige base and it flashes green and blue like that. I just love shades like that. They're a classic for a reason. This shade Python, I believe it's called Python. Hang on a second. Yeah, Python. This shade Python, it's like an olive green. That layered on top of this was a combo I used all the time. It's fucking great. I also really love Komodo. I feel like if I were to buy this like bundle as like singles, I would recommend Skink, Python, and Komodo. They're my most used, but I really love these single shadows. I need to do an updated favorite neutral eyeshadows video because I just love neutrals. I've been in my neutral era lately. Now I have 3 eyeshadow palettes that I want to discuss. Let's talk about the first one, which is discontinued. It doesn't exist, but I still wanted to mention it because this is a palette I used so much this year and it has a special place in my heart, and it's the NBA Cosmetics and Basket Case Beauty Moonlit Marsh palette. I believe Basket Case Beauty Lee has changed their name on Instagram to their full name, Lee Altringer. I believe that's how you pronounce it. I'm sorry, Lee. This was a collab that Lee did with NBA Cosmetics, and as soon as it released, I had to buy it because Lee has... I sing Lee's praises like so much. They are one of my closest friends in the community. Honestly, like I used to be such a big fan of them, like even before we became friends. Like I really looked up to them, and just seeing them grow and becoming really close with them has honestly been such an honor. So I knew that I had to have my hands on this palette, and honestly it is the perfect like swampy bog witch palette. I really, really like it. I remember like when I got this palette, it reignited my like excitement for makeup. Quality wise, it's a little hit and miss. I think like NBA's formula generally just isn't my favorite, I'll be honest with you. You do have to work with it a little bit more, but to be honest, like, even then, I would still absolutely buy this palette over and over again to support my friend Lee, and I just love this colour story. I really like this satin shade. It's called Bogland, and normally I'm not a big satin eyeshadow lover, like, at all. Normally I really don't care about them, but this shade specifically has really, like, I use it fairly frequently. It's kind of weird. Like, this in combination with Starlight and Helonious, and I just love like using these like boggy colors together. This shade Moss is incredible. It's so stunning. But yeah, since this palette is no longer available, I always feel a bit bad showing off palettes and makeup that you can't get anymore because, you know, I don't want to feed into like the FOMO enough and all that stuff, but I do have to mention that I really did love this palette this year, and it's one that I use off camera all the time. I feel like most of the time if I want to do something off camera, I usually dip into this palette, along with like the single shadows and all that. But yeah, this palette has a special place in my heart. I love it very, very much. Now these next 2 palettes are palettes that I will definitely say they are now 2 of my favourite palettes of all time. And I guess we are continuing with the standing Lee train with the Dieverune Cosmetics Warlock of the Wood palette. Now, I love Dieverune Cosmetics. I have their Gloomy Gardens palette, and I really do like it. It didn't quite make the favourites list this year. I don't know, like, I really love it. I really love the formula. It's incredible. It's just, this one makes my heart sing. And not just because it's Lee. This is another collaboration that Lee did with Dieverune Cosmetics, and this one, I can't express how much I love this palette. I really can't. This is what it looks like. It is a 9-pan palette. It's a very cool toned, boggy dream. This, ever since I got it, I keep dipping into this one. I'm actually wearing this palette on my eyes today. I'm wearing these 3 shades and the split pan mixed together. I love it. I really, really love it. Dieverune's formula is one of my favorites of all time. It's on par with Glaminatrix and Blend Bunny. I would say it's closer to Blend Bunny than anything. I love that these pans are magnetized in here, like there's wells so you can take them, not that I have nails I can actually take them out with, but you can like take them out, swap them around. That's one of the big things with eyeshadows that I really, really like. The formula is honestly 10 out of 10. The pigment is incredible. The shimmers in here, oh my god, especially this one, Hemlock. Like, look at that. It's such a unique green, like emerald shade that like has yellow and like blue and every time I want to feel like I'm a bad bitch, I reach into this palette and every time I wear it, I feel absolutely gorgeous. Like, this is genuinely like a palette that I always know what I'm gonna get out of it, and I know it's gonna be good. And I love the addition of like the periwinkle and like the teal shade in here, and the split pan is so smart for the iridescent shadows because you have like a purpley blue shade and then a green one, and those are like my favorite shades to wear iridescent wise. Every time I want to wear cool tones, I dip into this one. Like, these greys honestly have been so used, especially like, I think I remember this palette released in like October or something. Literally from October onwards, if I was reaching into a palette, it was this one. Dieverune also did a second palette in this collection called The Witch of the Wildflower, I'm pretty sure. And I really want to get that one too, but this one just sung, even if this wasn't a collab with Lee, I would have bought this, like straight up, because this is so up my alley, and it's also quite unique to my collection, but knowing that this is a brainchild of Lee makes me so happy. Like, it just gives me butterflies. It gives me butterflies. And yeah, I'm not gonna shut up about how much I adore Lee, because they have honestly been such an incredible friend to me, and like, I'm just really honored that I have them in my life and I have pieces of them in my collection. Like, I love it. I love it, love it, love it. All right, moving on from the mushy, like, I love my friends discussion, the last palette that I want to mention is a Glaminatrix one. Now, come on, we couldn't go a favorites video without mentioning a Glaminatrix palette, let's be honest with you. Now, this one is the Barely Basic palette. I actually have filmed a 2 Looks Plus review with this one, literally, like, back in, like, when it was released. And that was I think that was summertime. And I haven't ever edited it because life just got in the way. But I'm determined to get that video posted because clearly I absolutely love this palette. This was sent in PR, and I remember when they sent it over and I saw the cover, I was like, oh, this is gonna be, I mean, it's this kind of color that matches my hair. I'm gonna like it. I'm gonna like it. And bro, this, if you are a neutral lover, this is the palette for you. Now, I love the way that this is organized, like the Pretty in Pastels palette. It's organized by column, like color story. We have berries, oranges, like olives, and like cool toned browns. But the fact that it's organized like that, it has all the colors you need to create the look. It has duochromes and iridescence in here. It's literally a one-stop shop for me. Like, and the mirror is fucking massive, so it's great if I am traveling. Not that I have been doing a lot of traveling recently, although 2025 I will be, so this is coming with me. It's that beautiful Glaminatrix formula that I absolutely love. I have no issues with any of these, like, blending or anything. These shimmers are just so breathtaking. I love the iridescence. This shade Get Ready With Me, I use this green all the time. I mean, I'm a sucker for a green iridescent shade. Like, it's just so nice. I believe every palette should have iridescence in there. Just hot take, just my opinion. I just think they're the most universal eyeshadow ever. And yeah, I use this, specifically I mainly use this palette, I'm not gonna lie, for these 2 columns here. But if you love your autumnal colours, if you love neutrals, this is just such a delicious palette, like, to work with. I would highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. And I'm so happy that Glaminatrix sent it to me, because I know for a fact if I saw them releasing this, I would have bought it straight away on launch day. And we know me, I'm your local Glaminatrix stan, so am I biased? Probably. But it's like my favourite colours in one of my favourite eyeshadow brands. You know, I'm naturally gonna like it. Now I do want to mention an honourable mention. This is a palette that I got pretty recently and I've only used it a couple of times, but I do want to still mention it because I'm really excited about it, and I feel like this is going to be a big favourite for next year. But yeah, I just wanted to mention it because, I don't know, I just felt, it's my video, I can do what I want. But this is the Lin's and Glisten Cosmetics Wet Liner palette. I love Lindsay. Lindsay is one of those creators that she just feels like home to me. Like, I see a lot of myself in her, and like, I'm also like a young, early 20s, like, fucking weird gremlin person. Like, I really relate to Lin's on so many levels, and I'm just such a, like, she's just so goofy and fun, and makeup is like so fun. Like, she inspires me to be like silly and tap back into my silly side. But yeah, this is one half of her collaboration, because she also did an eyeshadow palette with Blend Bunny, and I'm really tempted to get it, but I got the wet liner palette because I thought that this would be really good. Anyway, Skye, show the palette. It's just a palette of a bunch of different wet liners, and I love this selection. There's a couple of colours in here that I don't already have. I love that there's a massive white, like, yes, that's my most used like wet liner colour. But I also like, because I remember when I went to Comic-Con, I wanted to bring my wet liners with me, but I didn't have like, I didn't want to do like a little bit of alchemical, like I have to get to the lid and then I have to pour it in. Like this, I just have it all in one go, and I really like, I felt like this would serve a big purpose in my collection, and so far it really has. The liner formula is Glisten's like typical really lovely beautiful cake liner formula, and I cannot wait to use this more. And yeah, I've only used it a couple times, but I wanted to mention it because look how pretty it is. It's so pretty. I've already made it fucking messy, like. But yeah, if you want to use my code to save 20%, it's Skye20. Don't have to use it if you don't want to, but it's so pretty. I'm excited to I'm gonna make content with this as well. Probably gonna do a lot of wet liner videos with it. Alright, so we are wrapping this video up with some lip products. Now I've got a couple of lip combos that I've been using, and then two like miscellaneous lip products. So let's first talk about the lipstick formula that I've been absolutely obsessed with this year, and it is the Glaminatrix Velvet Slim lipsticks. These literally are just like MAC, like, what are they called? What are those lipsticks? Like, you know Velvet Teddy, like the OG Velvet Teddy? That formula from MAC. I haven't had a MAC lipstick in donkey's years. I think the last MAC lipstick I had, I was probably like 15? Jesus Christ, no. I think I was like 18 or something. But anyway, this formula reminds me a lot of that. They're like a beautiful velvet matte finish, not drying, really creamy and just lovely, luxurious on the lips, and they have that vanilla cupcake smell that MAC lipsticks have. I really love this formula so much. I've got two colours. One of them was sent in PR, one of them I purchased myself. The one I purchased myself is this one, Joyful, and it's my more used one, as we can see. And I love how skinny they are. Like, they're so skinny. I don't know, it's really satisfying to me. Now, specifically, these lipsticks I've been using in combination with lip liners. So for Joyful, I have been using this colour. Let me swatch it. Oh, it's so creamy. It's so creamy and gorgeous. It's a beautiful, like, mid-toned, or like lighter mid-toned, like brownie neutral. I've been using it with the Beauty Bay lip liner in the shade Vintage. Now this was an unexpected like hero for the year. So this is a just a regular lip liner. It's brown. It's quite a firm lip liner. You really do have to like warm it up before you put it on. It's quite waxy. But because of that, it lasts really well. It's just a chocolate brown, and these two together create the most perfect, like, Bratz lip combo. Like, I literally look like I've had lip filler when I have this in. I literally look like a Bratz doll, and you know what? I didn't have Bratz dolls as a kid. When I was a kid, I was very much like, ugh, they're girly things, and I don't like girly things because I'm not a girl. trauma. But this just is the perfect like 90s, early 2000s like brown lip combo. I love this. I use it so often. And I always feel like my lips look cunty. Like I feel like I just look cunty. I should have worn this lip combo today. I mean, I'm wearing a gloss that we'll talk about. But yeah, this is a very cunty lip combo. Very much enjoy it. And the other lip combo I use is with the Laminatrix Velvet Lipstick in the shade Modest. Now this one is also quite used, but this is like a pinky neutral. So one's a brownie neutral, this one's a pinky neutral. That's Modest right there. It's very nice. They're quite similar, like same sort of vibe, just different, like, different undertone. And with this one, I use the Glaminatrix lip liner in the shade Fearless. Now this was also sent in PR. These two were sent in PR together. Now, did I choose this lip liner because it's called Fearless? Yes, because I don't know how it gets better than this. I love that album by Taylor Swift. It's just a good album. What can I say? But these lip liners are very opposite to the Beauty Bay ones. These are very creamy and like you can easily blend them out with your finger. That's what Fearless looks like right there. These two create such a beautiful like mauvey, like pinky lip combo. Again, very Bratz-esque. Like these two lip combos I've been living in this year, like since I like discovered them. And I'm like back in my lip liner era. I really love lip liners. They create such a beautiful gradient lip and I'm just like, oh, gorgeous. If I want to create something a bit more like vampy, I actually use, hang on. I should have mentioned this in the favorites. Well, I guess now I am. This is the Colourpop Lippy Pencil in the shade On Ice. This was also sent in PR. But if I want to do something like this, but a bit darker, a bit more dramatic, I use this one, and this is like just a very deep berry lip liner, and these two work together really nicely. And yeah, the Glaminatrix lip liners are very similar to the Colourpop lip liners. They're very creamy, very like malleable on the lips, very comfortable too, not drying. I do find that the Beauty Bay lip liners, because they're like that waxy drier formula, they last better, but if you fill in your entire lips, like they can feel a bit dry. These ones you don't feel that, but then also like they're not as long wearing because they are more malleable. Malleable is a really weird way to describe lip liner, I know. Well, I just did. But yeah, those are the lip combos I've been living in, and yeah, I highly recommend them. They're really nice. Now this one's not very interesting of a favorite, but it's one that I use literally every day. And it's the Lottie London Oil Slick Lip Oil, and this is in the shade Peachy Cheeks. I put shade in quotes because this is clear. It's just clear. This was sent in PR, and look how much I've used. This was sent in the summer, and I have used half of it already. Now, I always put this on before I do my makeup, like every single time. It hydrates my lips so nicely. I really don't often like wear this like with a makeup look, because it's essentially just a clear lip oil, but it hydrates your lips so nicely, like more than like a lip balm does for me, and it just sinks into my lips. They feel really plush and like just very soft. They make my lips really soft and plush, hydrated. It's just a really good lip balm. I use it as a lip balm pretty much. This lives in my handbag. Like this doesn't even, like, half the time, if it's not in like my cup where I keep all of like my daily like makeup essentials, it's in my handbag. Like this goes everywhere with me. Every time I think I lose it, I genuinely tweak out because I'm like, I can't lose it. I can't lose it. I love it so much, even though it's like £5. Like if I lost it, it's not that big of a deal. I could just buy another one. But like, honestly, with lip oils, in my personal opinion, you don't really need to spend that much money on them. You really don't. This is incredible. It's really good for the lips. I'm sounding like Adele right now. A really shit, like, B-Tech Adele. But yeah, it's really well worth trying. I would be curious to try out the other shades. Does this have a smell, actually? Is that why it's called, like, peachy? Because there's like it's like a very slight whiff. The only thing that I would change about this this lip oil is the doe foot applicator, because it's like that tiny like hard doe foot applicator. I wish it was bigger and like pillowy, because I think that would really elevate this experience. And the last lip product we have to talk about is one from a Sea Beauty brand, and it's from Haggard Cosmetics. Now Haggard have sent me a couple of PR packages and I feel really bad because I have done basically no content with them. But the star of the show are their lip stain and gloss duos. So I believe this one specifically is from the Sceptre series. The shade is called Castle. I can't tell you any further information because the bottom, it's written in Mandarin, and I can't read Mandarin. I used to be able to at one point, but that was when I was in year 7. I learned Mandarin Chinese for a year. And also when I went to visit Shanghai, I had like a Mandarin teacher. I was doing really well, but I just can't read it anymore. I haven't retained it. But yeah, I have a bunch of these from Haggard. They even came out with like a collection that is really gorgeous actually. It's very pretty packaging, like look at that, that's stunning. But this shade specifically is what I'm screaming about, because the lip tint, so it comes with a lip tint and then a lip gloss. The lip tint in this one is just brilliant. It's so watery thin, like you do kind of have to be a little bit careful to make sure the lip line is like perfected, but that's the shade Castle. It is just a really nice, again, can we tell that I have a type with colours? No, what a surprise, what a surprise. It's very thin and watery and it dries down like completely matte like a stain, and this stain, my goodness does it stain, and the stain lasts for so long. You can eventually like scrub it off if you really wanted to, but I find that the stain just looks so natural and it feels really comfortable on the lips that like, you don't really, like if you like a lip stain, this is really good. Honestly, this is probably my favourite lip stain formula. And because it has like that like slickness to it, when it dries down, it's still like, it's not like a dry, like a completely matte suck the life out of your lips drying down. It has like a bit of like a moisturizing factor to it, because like when I tap it, it's like soft. I don't know how else to describe it. Kind of like the Kaleidos lip glaze actually. Like it just has that pillowy soft texture, so your lips like have a bit of hydration to them, which is really nice, and I really love this color. This color is just, it's one that I use all the time. Again, when I would do those looks where I would do fuck all, pretty much, I would wear very minimal eyeshadow and I'd wear this one specifically, this lip stain. Now the other side, the gloss, I'm wearing just the gloss on my lips right now, and it's basically a lip topper. It is so sparkly and like shiny on the lips. Like hang on, I'm making you come here. Come here. I do apologise, I don't have the prettiest lips, but you can see the silver sparkle. It's so beautiful. Hang on, let me apply a bit more so you can see, because I've been yapping to you. I will say that this texture is very like, it's a very liquidy texture, and the applicator is like a silicone applicator. This does wear off quite quickly with talking and like eating and all of that, but it's just a really nice, like, brown neutral with silver sparkle in it. Not gonna lie, most of the time I don't put this on top of the lip stain. They do work nicely on top of each other, don't get me wrong, but like, I like wearing them individually, just personal preference. And the fun thing about this lip gloss is that it's minty. It doesn't smell minty. Does it smell minty? Oh no, it does smell minty. It has a minty scent to it, and it like tingles on your lips. I don't think it's meant to be a lip plumper, and I don't think it is like a plumping product in general, but it has like a tingly minty sensation on the lips, which I really like. I will say, there's a bit of a chemically taste, like aftertaste, but it doesn't bother me enough for me to not recommend it. I really like Haggard's lip duos. They're very good. Not a big fan of their eyeshadows, but these lip duos are brilliant. I feel like any Asian beauty brand, they just do lip products so fucking well. Final product, I do apologise, Lottie London Freckle Tint. This is the product I use for my fake freckles, and it's my favourite freckle product I've ever used. This was sent in PR, but I have bought this in the past, previously. I'm in the shade Light. It's just a simple little freckle tint, but I just like the tone, I like the colour. It lasts really nicely, easy to blend out. It's just pretty nice. So if you want to know what I use for my freckles, that's what I do. Again, that's a product I literally never speak about on camera because I'm just like, I don't know, it just feels like I don't know, it's not like a product that I'd really think to mention. Also, I wiped off the stain. That's what the stain looks like. It's just a nice like orangey colour. Now, with all of that being said and done, that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This was really lovely talking about all of my favourites for 2024 and all the stuff I've been loving off camera, kind of keeping secret from you guys. This was really lovely, and I really hope that I can be more consistent with content in 2025. It's going to be like my main thing that I'm going to focus on. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video. I yapped at you for so long. I do apologise. I hope you had like some food and all of that. Look after yourselves. Don't forget that. Like literally I've been waiting to record I've literally been recording for so long that it's dark outside. But that's not really saying much when you're in the UK and it's in the middle of winter. Like Jesus Christ, it gets dark at like 4 o'clock. I hate it. I hate it. But yeah, anyways, that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Do let me know what are some of your 2024 favourites. Let me know like your top 3 products. Or you can tell me all of your favourites in a comment, to be honest, because I will read it and I will be enabled. Actually, don't enable me. I should probably not encourage that. No, do whatever you want. I'm not your dad. You can do whatever you want. But I'd really love to hear some of your favourites as well. If you'd like to see more makeup content from me, you can follow me on my Instagram. It's faerie.skye right here. I post all my looks there and I'm active on there every single day, or at least try to be. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I would love to have you here. Thank you guys so much for the comments in the last video and such a warm welcome back. I love our little corner of the internet, and hopefully you guys will stick around with me in 2025. I have a feeling it's going to be a good one. I feel like it's going to be my time to shine, and I'm really looking forward to it. And as always, stay safe, wash your hands, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!